Anyway, moving on. Huzaifa again. Have you checked out Perplexity pages? Do you think it'd be used to expand entity footprint? I have not. I've not looked at that. I will open that up though to look into after the call. We don't have enough time for me to analyze stuff like that live on the call. So I have to look at that later and then come back and talk about it next week. Next question. Sebo says, I love your videos. Quick question. Is there an actual proof that CTR signals improve rankings? Yeah. You apply CTR signals to a project and see what happens. That's the proof. You know what I mean? I find it hard to believe that they help me ranking better. I got to do on-page optimization and build backlinks too, and they're only 24 hours in the day. I understand, Sebo, but there are multiple things that make up. There's multiple kind of tasks and items and things that we could do that make up the overall ranking pie, so to speak. Like in other words, there are a lot of things that need to be done to properly optimize to rank in local search. And I talk about these all the time, but there's four main components. Entity, always start with that. On-page optimization for the self-hosted site, on-page for the GBP, and then off-page signals. And off-page includes two components, backlinks and engagement signals. So there's all of those things, and there's a whole lot of factors in each one of those kind of areas that I just described. So there are literally hundreds of things that we need to be doing to be optimizing properly for local search. So Sebo, that's why you should, find SOPs, standard operating procedures that you can follow that are going to help you to be efficient with what you're doing and focus on the things, the optimizations points that provide the highest leverage so that you can do less work, right? If you're spending a lot of time doing stuff that has marginal that can only produce marginal gains when instead you could be focusing your efforts, attention, your time, etc., on things that can produce significant gains, then you should be focusing all your attention on those big levers, not the little levers. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I try to teach in the SEO audits, by the way, is there's 19 points in my audits across those four areas that I just described. And those are what I've discovered are the kind of biggest optimization or the optimization points that have the highest leverage. In other words, if we execute those things properly, all the points, the 19 points that I cover in my audits, then the project is likely going to perform well. And engagement signals is not something that I take into the audits because I don't have access to Google Business Insights, Analytics, Search Console when I do the audit. So I can't look at what the engagement signals are. So I omit that. But engagement signals are something that absolutely can help a client rank or a project rank. And you have to understand why. Brand authority right now is critically important to local SEO. And when there are local people in the same kind of general physical area as a local business, and it's validated traffic signals where somebody with a real Google user profile has a real Android phone, and they go and they do a branded search and click signal from Google search for a local business brand. That signal is huge for ranking in local search because it shows that that company is being searched for by name within its own local area, which that's an authority signal. So CTR can absolutely, now that's the caveat though. CTR using a lot of CTR apps with unvalidated or non-validated traffic sources does not produce near the effect as validated traffic signals, which are validated traffic sources, meaning Google could verify or at least thinks that it's real traffic from real users. That those clicks are weighted significantly heavier than a unvalidated traffic signal. Does that make sense? And so that's why a lot of the CTR apps, you, you know, people do a lot of higher volume search and click signals and all of that because the signals are weaker. They don't produce as much effect. So people think, well, I just need to increase the volume of signals, so the quantity of signals, in order to achieve the desired effect. Whereas if you had better validated traffic signals, you would need far less of them in order to achieve the result, which is precisely what we do with Local Fury. Okay, we do a low volume but validated traffic signals, and it works really well. Better when it's a published street address, but a CTR absolutely works when it's done properly, when you've got proper signal sources, right? And if you think about it, you're building brand authority, and it's a way to influence Google into thinking that the brand is more authoritative by simulating branded search and click signals. Okay.